Yeah, everyone, this is Thermite, and this is Battle Angel Alita, Mars Chronicle, Volume 8. We're finally getting to it. Big apologies for the wait. This was supposed to be recorded last year. Things kind of got out of hand. You know how it is sometimes. Oh, boy. But we are here now. We've got Kyun on the cover. I think in the past year I have learned that his name is pronounced Kyun. Oh, in black and white. I don't know if I ever noticed this, like, pull tab thing he's got here. That feels like a grenade situation. Like, you know, you pull it off and then his arm shoots off, maybe? Like, with Erica and with, some of the other, like, Panzerkunst members, like the guy with the bombs, we've seen more, like, use of bombs within the style, or use of, like, weapons, projectiles, like, you know, hidden guns and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if this has some sort of special meaning to it. But yeah, not much else really to say. Where we last left off, we were on the ship. Things were going down. Kyun here was revealed to be a Panzerkünstler. I think I said, oh boy, and this is when we're gonna finally have Alita and Alita and Erica become Panzerkünstlers. Like, this is the road, we got it, this is the inn. And over the last year, I've come to think, like, no, probably not actually. This feels a lot like the start of Last Order in a weird way, where, yeah, I always mix up the start of Last Order and the start of Mars Chronicle, because they kind of cover the same thing. But, the start of Last Order is the bit with Erica and Yoko in the minefields. And I think everyone at that point assumed this is how the girls become Panzerkünstlers. This is how they are recruited by the Künstlers. And then Mars Chronicle comes out and we learn, no. They just dropped off the girls at an orphanage. Or, like, I think they just dropped them off with, like, a medical team, and then the medical team took them to the orphanage. But in the same way, this feels like such an obvious, oh, and now they're going to experience Panzerkunst, they're gonna, like, want to get strong and all that. Or at least Erica's gonna want to get strong, and Yoko will come along with her. But the more I think about it, the more I think, no, this is probably going to be where they learn about Panzerkunst. But it feels like a real, all right, and now you think they're gonna join up, and now they definitely will not. Like, we had a bit of that last volume as well with the girls, like, going up to Kyun and saying, okay, Das sent us. He said, you know, to, like, rely on you if he were to die. And then Kyun looks at the note and goes, absolutely not. 0%, this ain't happening. And that could be the classic anime, you know, like, refuse the call and then go for it anyways. But I don't know. Something about the vibe of Mars Chronicle makes me think we still have, like, a whole arc without the Künstlers before they become formally members of, I don't even remember what the organization is called anymore. Anyways, that's enough dilly-dallying. Let's hop right in. Oh, right. Yeah, usually, like, it's the front and then, like, the inside color page. Weird. But yeah, not one of my favorites. The one from last volume, I think, was way better. Whoop. Log 37, a bolt from the blue. Just a second. Wait a minute. What was immediately happening here? Right. Okay, yes, this was, of course, Kyun's shoe delivery. So, these are the other Künstlers. They've finally arrived. Ooh. Okay, this is actually such a cool dynamic in that, you know, her whole deal is that she knows everything that's going on the ship. And now, by putting on the earmuffs, it is this simultaneous, like, okay, things are gonna get real loud, but also, that does leave her vulnerable. Like, should someone simply decide to enter the room and kill her? Or when I say someone, I mean, like, the Künstlers don't have beef with her. Like, they are working with her in this particular instance. But if, you know, like, the occupying force or someone decided to try and do something, like, the strong people in this situation are so strong that you can't really do anything to stop them. Oh, they're coming. The Reapers from Noctis Labyrinthius, the Night Labyrinth. Oh, is one of these the ship from the color page? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. I assume that's just them, like, docking at the ship then. Holy crap. I do love this aesthetic of, like, you know, like, these are dropping off troops, but even the force of dropping off the troops is physically extremely powerful. The warriors in black battlesuits who left forth from the Sturmrammes instantly took control of the battlefield. Oh, This is so cool that it's not even a situation where like we're getting to see them all style on the like on the cannon fodder. It's like, no, this is too fast and too like one-sided for it to even be that cool. Like, it is cool, but, it's not even, how do I put it? I think Rider and Sentai sometimes have a problem of, needing the main characters to do a lot of cool moves. And so there's a lot of times where, like, theoretically, they're powerful enough to just, like, vaporize the random mooks, but they absolutely won't, and they will, like, spend a lot of time physically fighting them one-on-one in order to show off all the various things they can do. But that does create this contrast in which you think, like, oh, you're not that strong then. Like, if you need to physically fight them each one-on-one, and this is a situation where you're not just, like, messing around. Like, it is a dire situation. But yeah, that is not what's happening here. They finished this in 45 seconds. Well, the main force at the very least. We still have the girl and maybe, like, some others. Potentially. Within 6 minutes, they had disarmed every last enemy there. A perfectly executed surprise attack. Never mind. Never mind. I thought we might do some mini-boss fights, but no, absolutely not. Yeah, they're okay. Uni's over there. Oof. I mean, I don't think she's, like, slumped over this because, she was physically hurt all that much. It seems more like just when the fairy took her over. Like, it seems like it probably just wore out her entire body. Yeah, what are we doing with Uni? Because she doesn't seem like obviously like a cyborg. But I don't know how else to frame what was going on with her. Like, I reread the previous volume. I really appreciate that, at first it seems like the classic, like, oh, I'm feeling this outside of my body. It's almost as if I can, view everything from a third-person perspective. And then her body leaves, and she's still in the room as a ghost. And that's such a clear, like, okay, this is not a metaphor or anything. Like, her soul seems to have just been ejected from her body. Actually, it might still be up there. You might need to physically bring it back. Or, she might have to, like, walk all the way to her body and go back inside. But yeah, it could be, like, I'm guessing it's some sort of, like, cyborg modification thing. Or it could be, like one of the various things that became the stories of the Jin on Mars. Like, not the giant dreadnoughts, but just, like the other weird fantastical stuff that happened on Mars a long time ago. Oh, it's Gelda, right. Yeah, she was the one who saved them during the minefield thing. Damn, okay, maybe we are coming to it. Maybe this is the arc where they finally become Kunzlers. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, there is just a girl in his arms. Okay, so Jakalova did get away. Okay, because, yeah, when they said that everyone was wrapped up in 6 minutes, I thought that was probably going to, like, include her. But okay, no. I appreciate that Alita is a series where everyone has gags, but you just have to get to the correct power level for someone to be able to do gags with someone else. Like, Kyrilla, for instance, is actually a pretty good example in that, when she's first introduced, she's very cold, she's very, like, serious, and then I don't think we get gags with her until her flashback, and then in Mars Chronicle, like, during the one present day arc we had, she did also do, like, a crazy chibi gag when Alita asked for help. But I think that's honestly, like, it's probably a good rule of thumb to do in a series. It lets you know, like, if anyone is equally capable of doing a goofy move, like, it works for more funny series, but, like, it creates sort of flatness of, like, well, are we taking any of this seriously? Or are any of these hierarchies serious? Whereas the idea of, like, people who consider themselves to be equals get to do gag scenes is, like, I like that. I like the structure of it. Okay, so yeah, they are just running out. They're hoping that she, that she says, hey, yeah, it's you. Ah, that's cute as hell. And I mean, for as much of a, like, demon child as Erica is, I do appreciate getting to see her cry like this. Like, honestly, just the breadth of emotions that Erica has is so nice for a character who is kind of the edgelord, the sicko. Like, ultimately, she is a young girl. She is basically just like Yoko, just a little more, like, jaded and hard. Oh, she got punished, like, as a result of protecting him. Don't worry about that. I refuse to stand by and allow anyone to hurt children. What a fantastic page. Oh, it's so cute. Like, I love that you could even see Yoko screaming this. Like, so often. Like, Yoko talks a lot, but she's not that intensely expressive. This does show, like, how much this affected her. Okay, so he sells shoes, collects intel, and scouts new members. So okay. So they, look up to Gelda. They, she is their savior, but he's probably going to be the one that recruits them. And it doesn't even need to be now. Again, I truly, like, in my heart, this feels like such a perfect way for them to come in. But also, I could definitely see it being a situation where he says, you have to grow up. Like, you cannot be, like, 6-year-olds and join, like, a military organization. That ain't happening. Okay, so it's just her out there. Ooh. Oh, man. She's such a softie. Like, I mean, the first thing should have probably clued me out was the fact that Uni has eaten so much of her food, and she has been completely okay with it. Like, disappointed, but okay with it. But even here, like, to know that she's this relieved that Uni's okay. Ooh, let's make the preparations. Jackaleva, or whatever her name is. The price for harming my sweet little children is very steep indeed. Okay, we're getting vengeance. No one move for 1 minute. God, this is such a good gang. Oh, and I do love that this is not a military, fan out and find everyone. It is literally herself going, all right, everyone be quiet. I'm going to find her. I will do it myself. Yeah, there's no way she's getting out of this. Like, one Kunstler, I could see her taken down. But, like, this many, there's no way. Ooh, so the captain's going in. You weren't in the northern expeditions. Everyone knew the name of Kuhn the Zweihander. It was a huge loss to Gridthal when he left his position. All right. What the hell? Okay. So, yeah, we knew about, like, the yo-yo blade situation very loosely. But okay, so you can use them like this as well as like a restraining device. My guess is that she's like gone into stasis. Like, especially since we're getting a shot at the sewer here, like that's my guess. She's making zero sound because she is literally turned off. Like she is, like there is no movement at all. And in like a month or so, she'll like automatically reactivate. Oh my God. Jackaleva was, in fact, in the bilge at the very bottom level of Deja Taurus. She had shut down all of her organs, leaving just the bare minimum of life supports. So, okay. Oh my God, that's horrifying. Like, I've seen people being eaten by rats before in fiction. I've never seen this specifically, the idea of like, well, I simply have to sit here and let the rats eat me because I don't want to, like, to be found out. Oh, boy. This also means, like, when we see her again, she's probably not going to have the disguise. Like, I assume the rats are going to just eat all of her flesh off, leaving only the, like, the metal parts. Okay, moving on to chapter 38. So this is how you strike a deal. God, I still love the nickname of Little Kurt Russell. Okay, so this is just like, yeah, like he does just straight up have narcolepsy. Huh. Sun Hedrons were running a series of brain experiments on thousands of children, something they called the TGIV projects. Okay, so like it's a microchip that allows them to like essentially create illusions? All right. This isn't exactly what it is, but this feels a lot like the predecessor to what are they called again? The Necro Soldiers. Just in the sense that, like, it's specifically like they're working with difficult detectors to surgically extract thing that's pinging that in my head. Like, it's very different. Like, the Necro Soldiers are just resurrecting people, whereas this seems to just be, like, fucking with them? I mean, you could also use it for, like, AR, I suppose. Like, I'm thinking of it as just, making you see, like, a dinosaur where there's no dinosaur or something crazy like that. But it could just be, like, being sent instructions without having to, like, have an earpiece or even have, like, something near the ear. Like, you're just, like, it is just sending it directly to the auditory part of your brain. Or, like, being able to have, like, a virtual overlay that you can see that's, like, giving you instructions or giving you information. What is this Alita face? Oh, yeah, I guess this would hit her that hard. Like, she loves kids. Like, she cares about them a lot. And so, knowing, like, this is such a fucking nightmare scenario happening in the same place where you live. Now, you never trust Erica. Never trust Erica on this kind of thing. I do love the flip here of, like, for Erica and Yoko, it is a full-on, like, oh, she's a hero. And then you cut to Uni, and Uni is seeing, a completely different Kunstler as being the ultimate hero who protects children. I mean, both of these do give me, the reader, a pretty strong impression that, yeah, the Kunstlers seem pretty damn heroic. But she's got the wrong idea. And yeah, she does, like, think of it as the fairy tells me exactly how I should use whatever tool I pick up. Like, she is watching it, but also it's not like the fairy takes control and does it for me. It is like she still perceives that she is controlling her body. It's just she's also outside watching it happen. That's how I'm interpreting it at the very least. Like, this is a little messy. The idea that it is, it tells me exactly how I should use, but also I just watch it all happen. But okay, so yeah, get back to the fucking book. And then... yeah, like, what is his end game? What is he trying to truly find here? This is the color page. Okay, so Mosby training is, like, just straight up a part of Grinthal. And yeah, he did just call them in. So yeah, okay. I'm curious about how this goes down. Like, are they going to try and, like, extort a bunch of money from Big Madam? Or is it more of a, like, this is a fair amount for the services rendered? Because they could go either way here. Oh, wait, he's Haferkampf? God damn. So, yeah, like Erica and Yoko really, really managed to, like, not luck out, because it was intentional, but still, like, they really got to, like, of all the various fronts, that was, like, the ultimate base front. Okay, I don't think we've seen Margrave Herminian before, though I can't say for sure. So 2 years of the town's income is a lot. You can keep the workshop machines and all the weapons and gear. But. Dejasaurus had a secret business, crafting falsified ID chips. The finest chips on all of Mars were made by an Earth-built replicator found among the cargo on the Dejasaurus. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a big step. Like, the fact that it's a monopoly, like that, like, their business is basically over at that point. So yeah, this is pretty hard extortion. Okay, I've got a deal of my own to strike. Erica, what are you doing? What are you doing? Everyone else oh no. Erica? Truly, every time I think this is gonna be the one where Erica is not also the villain. And yet, every single arc, she finds a way to somehow, on some level, become the villain. Whew. And okay, she's not doing too good, but also, I assumed when we were going to cut back to her, it would be way, 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 way later. So, yeah, she's doing better than you'd expect. What's your plan here? Okay, we're cutting away. Oh, boy. I mean, it doesn't help that I don't... like, A, I don't trust Erica to have a good plan. B, I don't trust Erica in general. Like, full stop. I don't trust Erica. Like, what could she possibly get out of the situation? My guess, this is a real long stretch, but my guess is, it doesn't really matter what she's promising to her. But I think what Erica's end game is she shows up, Jakoleva is extremely strong. Maybe she straight up manages to kill a Kunstler. And as a result of that, like, I think she's going to use it as leverage to get herself to become a Panzerkünstler, or to be taken in by by Grinthal. And then as a result of that, obviously Yoko comes with. Okay. So she's got this big string of paper with some secret information on it. I don't have one set of ears. My Orden spies can be found among the poor all over. Now I have quite a collection of intelligence here. Okay. Okay. Okay, cutting back. And yeah, of course, it would have to be right now. Like, as she is in negotiations, as she's like putting all of her energy into like talking with, with like the Grintel representative. Yeah. I've been thinking about what would make this a lot more fun, and I've decided I'm going to save you. Yeah, why? What's your end game here? Okay, the locations and numbers of Zorahedron's many workshops. All right. And okay. He has no restraint. He's a bad negotiator. Zero poker face. This is such a clear, like, yeah, you want this. You desperately want this. I bet you wish you could jump out of your chair and grab this right now, don't you? Because, yeah, as long as they keep the control of the chips, like, even, if they manage to negotiate a business deal, that's win-win. Like, then they'll be getting money, but they cannot let go of that chip monopoly. Plus, yeah, like, the ship itself is not, like, they're not, like, enslaving orphans. Whereas, like, yeah, like, Grinthal, like, if they do just want to do good deeds, that'd be a good move to, save the orphans. But also, if they want to recruit, and I mean, I guess the third option as well. Like, I was thinking of those two things, but also, right, that would also just help them destroy Zonahedron. What the hell? Oh, their brains are tampered with. Right, okay. Yeah, they got the little patches here and the doll. Oh, well, actually, before, I thought the doll was, like, what was controlling her. But I guess it might have just been more, no, the doll has to have, like, her biosignature in it somehow. Because that was the thing that, like, made Big Madam think that it was her. Oh, this is such a cool concept, because it also explains, like, why she was willing to let herself rot down here. Like, part of it is a literal, there's no other choice, but also, if she can control the children, then there's that added layer of, well, it doesn't really matter. Like, she can still mess with the ship, she can still collect information. Like, the only discomfort is, of course, being eaten alive by rats. Who splashed here? I do not need you to save me, Erica. Ooh. Oh, the like spikes coming out of the thigh like area. That looks so dope. She has like truly one of the coolest designs in the series. Definitely in Mars Chronicle. It's tougher once you hit Last Order, to be fair, but even within Last Order, like there are few like designs this like weird and inhuman and bizarre. Holy shit. Oh, kill me. You'll never get out of this town. They do have, like, not equal power here, but, like, Erica's got weapons. She didn't come here, like an idiot. First of all, I want to stick it to Kyun. Which, yeah, I think this is some 3D chess, or 4D chess, rather, but I do think this is also true. She does want to stick it to Kyun. I have decided that I like you, Erica. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Ah. Erica has recruited a minion. Okay, very excited to see where we go from there. Log 39, the Wiseheart report. Ooh. Okay, so this is Margrave minions, troops, and is that the Margrave, or is that just like the leader of the troops? These like ceremonial weapons look pretty dope as well. Like being like axe guns, or like they're axe gun swords, because they like there is like the bayonet, like the traditional bayonet attachment, then there's also the axe, and then there's like the whole weapon itself. And it's the kind of thing where you look at that bayonet situation, you go, damn, this is super impractical. And then you look at the gun itself and you realize, well, obviously it's impractical. Like, this is so ornate, and they're very clean looking. Like, I imagine they're probably pure white. Like, they are ceremonial weapons. Oh, they're sparkly. Oh, Nugara Notorious is such a cool name. And right. Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't think Kyun was actually scouting her. But I can understand why you would. Like, if you believe that is just her, like, natural talent, then she is insane already. And while, like, there is a hard structure to Panzerkunst, like, at least when you're learning it seems. There's also plenty of room to fuck around and make up stuff, so... oh, man. Okay, if you're not going to recruit her, I'll do it. Yeah, like, is it as simple as she's young? Because I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. It started a year ago, after what happened to her. Grunthal had a war university? Oh, I do love the name Volk Academy. Like, it's the People's Academy. But yeah, I mean, this truly is like, it's not the golden age. I appreciate that even now, like the series, like, as far back as this is, the series still has that energy of like, and the things were way better a while back. And now in the present day, it's like, yeah, things were still way better a while back. But okay, so she is like a Panzerkunst historian. Again, like the fact that there is a lost school at this point in time. But yeah, I love her already. She was a fearless and intelligent woman, frequently going alone into war-torn regions under the guise of field work. And she told me something strange just before she submitted that infamous report. They had to have been dating, right? Like, come home. Like, they definitely were living together at the very least. I want you around. I want you here to protect me. Oh, yeah, this... Oh, and he does have shoes here. So, like, that isn't just a cover thing. Like, he does also actually know how to make shoes. Slash, he probably did actually train in the production of shoes. Oh, but yeah, this is a classic, a big regret situation. Like, if only I hadn't brushed her off. If only I hadn't, like, if only I had decided to drop everything and run to save her life, maybe she would have been okay. Yeah, an accident. There are several things that didn't sit right about the accidents. Why did Wami ask me for protection? Okay, so yeah, like she wasn't going out to the field. She was just working. She, it was just this paper. And she's not the type who would fly like this, so... And yeah, this feels like it's, this feels very internal. This feels like, someone at the university knew about this and wanted to, like, hide her information. Got a copy of Wami's incomplete report and read it. The title of the report was The Reality of the Gossen School's Lost Geheims. Okay. Library of Oaf and Nagendra's Leaf. And okay, she's hearing all this. It feels like my heart is burning. But why? Where is this pain coming from? Like, yeah, I think she's definitely in love with him. Like, this feels, yeah. Like, it could just be empathy for the situation, because it is a pretty, it's an awful situation. Like, I'm feeling for him. But I think this has to also be that feeling of, like, hearing that, okay, the guy that you admire and that you might have feelings for, had a girlfriend, and he's gone through all this, and now you're, like, giga empathizing with him. And also there might be that feeling of, but, like, there's no way I can be in a relationship with him because, of course, now, like, I know how hurt he is. I know he has, like, someone he will never let go of, someone who, he will love to the end of his days. Oh, right, Ninth Nagendra Nighthorse. Oh, he was the last disciple of the lost Gossen School of Panzerkunst. Okay, because yeah, his introduction was something like he was a musician? But yeah, like, he was on this ship, so what the hell? Being Kunsters, there's far too little that we know about Nims Gossen, one of the original five great disciples. That feels so insane! Wait a minute, so you're telling me this isn't like hundreds of years old? You're telling me, like that history happened over 50 years ago. Like, do you mean, like, Nims Gossen's existence was 50 years ago? That seems insanely close. And he's saying he's only speculating, but I feel like he's definitely read more. This feels like a situation where he can't trust anyone for sure. So he has to leave it at, I don't have any more information, it's just that, I'm just working off of that. Okay, so he did have time to go to check for the book, but someone had ransacked the place. The hero's notebook was not inside the captain's trunk. And, like, it could have happened a long time ago, or it could have happened just now. Like, a bunch of Kunzlers are here right now. It could be anyone. Honestly, it could be this guy. I like him a lot immediately, which gives me that feeling of, like, maybe, maybe Kishiro's doing that in order to, make it hurt really, really, really quickly. Yeah, I mean, this is, it's a pretty ballsy move. Like, it is simultaneously, like, looking around to see if there's any clues, but also just following the same path and baiting the enemy into, like, trying to kill him. Ooh. Oh, I gotta respect him. Again, like, in the same way that, he was a hero before, he's even more of a hero now. Like, the idea that he would fight all of Grunthal if necessary to avenge his girlfriend. Then I have no complaints. Do what you believe is right. And okay, so he is just gonna scout Uni. Okay. The truth is, I'm the one who stole the hero's notebook. Why would I do such a thing? I don't know. My mind was so fuzzy. Even I don't know why I was doing it. Was it the woman in the, downstairs? Because Jakaleva would do it, but also she's been here for a long time, so, like, it feels like, why wouldn't she have done it sooner? And also, there's the fairy. Like, it's possible that, like, she's possessed by, I don't know how to put it. Like, we know that Panzerkunst can encode, like, with the vibrations of your strikes, you can encode messages into the way that you're vibrating your opponent. So I could see it being something where, like, the Ghosten School has a technique that is the, like, I'm going to strike you and then, like, send my spirit into you. Like, that's my there's no way this lines up properly, especially because Uni's so young. But it feels like Wami sent her spirit into Uni. Like, that is the guess I would go with right now. Like, she hit her with the secret vibrational strike that is now, like, that has transferred her spirit, or like a copy of herself, into Uni, and therefore when Uni's in danger, like, she gets possessed, or rather, like, her body is being told the correct movements to make here. But that would it'd be countered by the fact that this guy doesn't recognize it as being Panzerkunst at all. That is just, like, a totally unique style. But also, like, this whole thing is built around a secret style of Panzerkunst that no one knows. So it could be as simple as that. Like, because it's one of the foundational styles, it's so different from everything else. But there's, like, no relation between what she's doing in Panzerkunst. Like, what she's doing is way more, like, improvisational, way more like Jackie Chan or like Sakamoto from Sakamoto days. It's, yeah. Not everything needs to be that clearly tied together. In fact, in Battle Angel Alita, very often it is not. So, but my human impulse wants me to connect the dots. I think it's probably a lot more simple of an explanation to say that it is Jakaleva, like, that she had some surgery done a while ago and now she doesn't have the bandage anymore because, like, it happened so long ago. Okay, cutting over here, what the hell? What's going on at this base? Ooh! Huh. Who the hell are you? I am mighty, mightiest of all. This head shape seems familiar. Oh, I didn't even notice there's like an entire, like, it is like two torsos. Like, this is one torso, three maybe. Like, you got the midsection, you've got this with, like, kind of a quasi head here, and then this is also definitely a quasi head with, like, arms coming out of the, like, shoulders. Huh. Oh, listen to shit called the poop brown is such a strong statement. This reminds me very vaguely of, the monster that was on Mercury, was it? Or Venus? The one from the Zots. Very loosely, though. Not really now that I, like, just in the sense that it was pretty crazy, but, like, this doesn't have, like, a giant penis or anything. Okay. You spent 480 million MMP to convert both his arms to Z10 grade. Okay. Giapolo. Okay, this is such a cool concept. Like, they have a ranking system for their, like, for the various, like, beings that are being modified under them. And so they're now, like, all competing to be number one. Or, like, not even necessarily to be number one, but just, like, how do I put it? It's not, like, necessarily a competition in the sense of, and then we win something. I think it is just simply, the inherent competition of knowing, like, there are, like, people way stronger than you are. Mod, climb the ranks and become the Mod King. Oh, this feels so shonen. Like, also just knowing there is a list and seeing we only see 6 to 10 and, like, a tiny bit of 5 and 4. This is such a big, like, and now the Kunsters are gonna have to fight all of them in order. Ooh, okay. Is she gonna, like, hire a hit or like call in a hit to get herself saved? And okay, he doesn't want to do it, but she's offering 5 billion, and he just made 580,000. So 1 billion is a ridiculous amount here. With 5 billion, yeah, he could probably make it to number one. Oh. And okay, they already have a grudge. Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. All right, Gyapolo is coming. Log 40, Gyapolo attacks. Okay, here we go. And okay, seeing like some of the other Kunzlers that were there, I wonder which one was using the blades, like the saw blades. Oh boy, this boy has so much shonen energy to him. He's gonna die. He's definitely gonna die. Oh, God, this is so cute. Like, yeah, like, so Gelda does have that effect on all girls. Everyone knows, like, yeah, she is the hero. She is the best. Meanwhile, Arv here is like, oh, but no, it's not just her. Kyun was there too. Like, they are the heroes. They are like the mascots right now. Ooh, he was the one who recruited him. He's the reason I got into Panzerkunst in the first place. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, and these wings, these like super white, like tiny ass bug wings. Well, I guess from this shot, actually, they're not too tiny. I mean, even from this shot, they're not. It's hard to tell here and here, but here, like, they are pretty darn big in proportion. Like, especially considering that his like tentacle things are like, you know, they're very thin and like very extended. Like the main body in comparison to those wings is, it's to scale for sure. Ooh, Schollenkampf, a theoretical and practical application of Panzerkunst, a type of combat used when flat, solid ground is in short supply. Ooh, did we see this in Last Order? There was a whole section there with zero-G combats. Though I think that might have actually been like Alita looking as what is her name? The guard to the Princess of Mars. Like, I think she was Zazie. I think Zazie was the one who was like a super expert in like zero-G combats, and Alita was struggling with it. Oh, you cannot in this moment go like, oh man, I should have studied martial arts more. My dude, you're a Kunstler. What do you mean? I mean, to be fair, I can understand not knowing this specifically, like not being prepared for mid-air combats, but still, my dude. You're not allowed to be cocky if you're not actually good. Oh yeah, I mean, fingers crossed. I hope they do okay. There's no way they're beating him. There's no way he's not getting to the ship. Oh, and I do love this, like the contrast between the one who is like, you know, more cocky and isn't that good with fighting, and the one who is like an extremely learned, extremely like, you know, good student. Because like also, I mean. We don't know how strong he would be against Kyun, but you know, Kyun had a lot of trouble against someone who had a like barely like human body. So with these two, I highly doubt they're going to be able to pull this one off, but I really hope so. I really don't want them to get annihilated. So okay, going back to basics, like hide in its blind spot, hit the cracks in its armor. If you just destroy the central nervous system, you know, it should work. Okay. Oh, the back arms. Oh, was that her? Did she go in there, or is that just like her helmet? Ooh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I guess that was her. When has Panzerkunst been such shit? I don't think he managed to pull this one off. I mean, we're cutting away. Maybe he managed to figure something out. And okay, so she did go back into the water. Like, she could, I guess it is the safest place to be in case someone does come down here to check, but still. I feel like you could, like, stick yourself to the wall or something. Huh, and okay, so she's also familiar with Nagendra and with the Gosen school. To experience nostalgia will require feelings that have long been grounded to nothing. But I can feel the stimulation in old memory vaults that have not been used in a long time. Huh. Oh, we've got this guy. I wonder if she was, like, you know, her generation's version of this guy, essentially. Or maybe not even her generation's. Like, we haven't seen, like, number 5 to number 1. Maybe she is, like, number 1 or number 2 on the ranks even now. Oh, that's so gross. Like, the idea of having a fly that is, like, underneath your eye patch, rubbing up against your eye, that flutters to tell you what's going on. Oh. This is such a cool idea, though. Like, one eye is for receiving messages, one eye is to send them back out. And okay, so even back there, she figured it out. Or, like, you know, she's connecting the dots. I think I know who did it. Okay, so I guess Erica, I mean, I was already saying that, you know, she was Erica's minion, but okay, so now Erica has a literal minion now. Ah, Yoko for once being complimented on her body. Okay, the south, the signs, the sights all so far away, like you're experiencing them through a glass window. That it's not exactly the same, but it sounds a lot. I can see it. I can see it. I think we know who it feels like a really obvious answer to who the fairy is, but also it's not quite that obvious, right? Like there was no reason for her to puppet Uni like that. There's no explicit reason why she wanted Uni to survive or like to protect the kids. So like there's a clear connection there, but I don't think that's actually where we're going with this. It just seems like a similar technique is being used on Uni. Okay, just some freelance water. Oh yeah, pretty obviously a trap. Like, come on, you got a water guy. You don't need more water, especially if you haven't like negotiated or anything. But then again, yeah, this is a wasteland. I guess you do always need a little more water. Like, especially if it is a freelancer, because then you know, there's the potential of you being able to negotiate down a bit. And okay. Like, yeah, the machine I assume is already like how do I put this? The vehicle is probably already like clanky and whatnot, and also they're blasting music. Meanwhile, getting recruited into Grunthal. And okay, she's saying, you know, like, yeah, I'll respect her decision, but Uni's not the kind of person who'd be very interested in this kind of thing. Man, this is literally military recruitment. Like, just that idea of like, well, even if you don't want to be in the army, like, we have a course where you can just, get this other degree. You super easily, come on, all you have to do is also become a martial artist. God, Erica just rocking up here. This pose looks so strong. And okay, Yoko wants to be a Kunstler too. And okay, so direct. And Kyun is here as well. Oh, the hero's notebook is in my possession. If you want it back, you must make me Mr. Kao's assistant. Extremely powerful, combating the blackmail with her own blackmail. Hey, this isn't even blackmail. But yeah, she does have the power in this situation. I love how disappointed Erica is here. Like, Yoko is surprised. The guys are very clear, like, oh, fuck. But Erica, like, she's not even sad. I do think it's just a disappointment. It is just like, you're such an idiot. Oh my god. Oh no. Uni, behind you. God damn. Terrifying. Also, so he did like dip down into the sewers and grab her first. Holy shit. I cannot believe this. I can't believe how well this bait and switch worked. Like, I truly thought they were just reacting to her. Like, it even makes sense with Erica's reaction, in which she's like, yeah, okay, I know this is happening. Oh my god. I can't believe that's where the chapter ends. What a truly, like, reading this monthly in the magazine must have been insane. What a hell of an ending shot. Ooh, sketches for these two. Yeah, I don't think we're seeing them again. I truly do not think the guy's coming back. I wouldn't be against it, but there's no way. Wait a minute. Sorry. I thought he was like, probably in the back of the truck. No, he is the truck. He's definitely the entire truck. Like, yeah, the front makes it very obvious now. Yeah. How did it look here? Yeah, it's still very clear here. I just wasn't thinking about it. Wait, no, he was in the back. God damn. God damn it, these troops. They just negotiated in order to have these guys show up, and they are immediately, I mean, they got murked from behind. It's very hard to say, like, oh, that's because they're weak, but still. Oh, the absolute audacity for her to go like, hey, will you wait for you to take a shower? But yeah, this does seem like fate. Holy crap. And okay, so the kids are like just causing distractions, fucking shit up. Oh, I love seeing this exact moment just again from a different perspective. And like seeing how everyone was situated there already. Like before it was more like a gag shot, so they all looked closer, but this is God, I love multiple perspectives in manga. It looks so cool. Oh man, Uni tries to do a big flex once in her life and it doesn't quite work out. Ooh, would you like me to tell you the things about Nagendra you've been waiting to find out? Would you believe me if I told you I knew him long ago? I mean, this is an aspect I adore about the series. The idea that for every historical thing, you could find one person out there who lived through it and who could just straight up tell you, hey, this is how it happens. Okay, so she stole Yoko. She's got the advantage now. Erica. Her evil plan didn't work out in her favor this time. Though I don't know. I don't think this is part of her plan, but I feel like she's going to be able to twist this around. I mean, she did just say outright this wasn't the deal, so the guys know now. But still, like, they know that, they'll know by the end of this that a lot of the kids are being manipulated. So they'll probably just assume, oh, that's happening with her. Or Draculeva said, I'll kill you if you don't, follow my plans or all that. So she can still get out of this scot-free. Ooh. Also, is he crying? Is he actually crying here? Oh my god. I am the great Yaparo. I've kept my old face around just to ensure that I never forgot my grudge against you. That's so creepy. Like, I thought it would be cool enough if it was like, oh, this is his original body and then everything else is built out. But the fact that he specifically has his human face still in there. Oh, we gotta get a flashback to the Northern Expeditions. And then after that, we've got to get a flashback to the Nagendra days. Like, there's so much to dig into. I'm starting to swing around, honestly. I do think this might be the last arc we get before, Erica and Yoko become Kunzlers. If only because I feel like this might be as long as, the previous giant arc. Oh my god. And I do really love Uni as our, kind of the main character of this arc. Like, putting aside, Yoko and Erica. And, I'm sure Erica will do, she'll be active here. She'll help with the guys. She will, help, save Yoko. But I love Uni here as the person with the secret power and the person who's super important, the person that, everything is flowing around her, but she is not, directly connected to any one person in particular. Yeah, this arc is fantastic. What the hell is this? Okay. So, each international publisher is gonna have a comment here. Cool. From Japan to the world. Oh, I do love the shot, by the way, of just, Japan being in the center of the world and everything else radiating out from it. It's also very funny reading this summary of Alita here. You know it. I'm not going to say it out loud. But it's so basic. Reading this volume where almost everything in it has, almost nothing to do with any line of this paragraph. Even the name Alita, not here because, she's Yoko. And, even in the original where her name isn't Alita, where it's Gally, still, there'd be no Gally statements there. It's all Yoko. I guess cyborgs are everywhere. Human augmentation's common. That still is relevant to this arc. But yeah, God, we have come so far. Oh boy, this is a lot. I thought it was going to be a paragraph or so. But yeah, I won't say everything out loud. So if you have the volumes, you can read these. I'll just give my thoughts. Oh, I did know this, that when Alita first came out in English, it was American comic style. They flipped it, they printed out single chapters as floppies. Alita helped teach America the word manga. I do love that statement. This is such a good way to put it. Alita takes place in a unique world that carries strains of DNA from every corner of global genre fiction, from gothic and slasher horror to wuxia novels and transhumanist fiction. There truly is something for everyone in Alita, but at the same time, it's not a crowd pleaser series. It is a series where, if you aren't into the vibe at the very start, you're not going to be into the series. There is no, you read this amount of Alita and after that point it gets good. It is all, even as much as it changes, the spirit of the series remains the same. And yeah, the pace is ridiculous. It's nuts to think that, the Last Order in particular is as long as it is, considering how breakneck it feels. And even the original series, every volume is basically an arc. There's one or two by the end that are 2 volumes to an arc, but still, it feels like an arc every single volume. Yeah, Ben's comments are fantastic. And of course, these are the covers I'm familiar with. Then Argentina. Ooh, it's really cool that, like, the original text is here alongside the like the translation of it. I'm really glad they pushed that hard to, like, to promote the original manga when the movie came out. Also, I love this cover. Like, I think this is honestly such a cool compromise of, like, having the title of Gundam, and but then also retaining Battle Angel Alita to make it clear, like, okay, if you know it by this name, this is what it is. And just, like, the framing of it, like, the logo looks fantastic. I would say this looks way better, actually, than the American logo. The American logo is fine, but, it doesn't scream, like, any of the themes of the series to me. It just looks like a good logo. Whereas this feels like, very industrial. It feels very, like, like futuristic. I appreciate the blockiness of it. The way in which Battle Angel Alita, like, fits comfortably within Gundam. Yeah, like, also just, it looks very clean. Yeah, fantastic cover. Next, of course, we've got the Italian comments. Oh, it's really cute that, like, this is just a, like, hey, we collected some, like, comments from the fans. Like, the first bit is, pretty straightforward. I love that you can see her grow from a child into an adult. It is a very funny statement for the series, because you can do that. But in terms of how you experience the series, it really is, like, she goes from amnesiac adult to, like, amnesiac but content-ish adult to, like, to very much not content, to a more adult growing into it, and then we kind of jump back to, and this is what she was like as a kid. Not a super big fan of this cover. Like, it's clean, and I do think the choice is decent. Like, it's very, like, it has a very clear, like cyberpunk vibe to it, without it being, like, cool cyberpunk. It has a very, like, a scrapyard vibe to it. Like, both being a very big and imposing, like Zalem, but also, like, being kind of worn down, like the scrapyard. But it's just not that great. Maybe in color it's a little more charming, but yeah, it feels kind of basic. Ooh, South Korea. Again, I do love that everywhere had to refresh their books, that this was the moment to, like, give it all the correct treatment. Damn, each new volume to come out became a bestseller and immediately went into reprints. There's equal demand for digital editions. Like, I adore how much this exploded over there. Yeah, like, as someone who was, completely blind to Alita before I first got into it, I do think the Alita fan base is insanely cool. Like, it's one of the only series where, like, where my videos were, like, shared on a Facebook forum, where, like, people would just, go and, like, leave comments for every single reaction, where to this day people will still check up on the old ones and, like, leave a comment or, like, send me a PM or something. And yeah, these look pretty okay. They look decent enough. Like, not insanely into it, but also not into it. Moving on to China. Yeah, pretty darn straightforward. Oh, it's interesting that Beauty is the one that, like, has the rights there. But yeah, simple enough. Then Germany. Ooh, very surprised that the blurb for Germany is so small. I love the phrase, it just keeps rocking after 25 years. From Germany with love and respect. Yeah, I would definitely, like, pick up this box set. It looks pretty darn decent. If that's the, like, logo they're using, then it's okay. Like, again, it feels very straightforward. Also, it's interesting that, like, there's no cover for the Chinese one. Like, this is just, I assume, like, a promo image that they have, like, on the sites, maybe, but, or, like, maybe on the App Store. But they have, I mean, it's interesting that they only mentioned that the manga was in the recommended section of China's Apple Store. So maybe there is no physical release in China. Also, wait a minute. The German here is definitely not the same as the English over here, right? Because, like, the first bit is more or less the same. Like, Carlson published German edition in the 1990s. Okay, for what I can read, I think it feels weird they didn't translate all of this over, but, like, it's not that insane. Like, it is basically just, like, saying, like, Alita came out, then Last Order, then Mars Chronicle, and, with every work, people liked them. They were, I don't remember what Infroian is, but Inspirian is pretty obviously, inspired. And then when the 2019 movie came out, we put out our perfect edition, which is, I get why actually they didn't like translate all of this, because it is very much what everyone else has already said, more or less. But still, like, I would like to read all of it in the words of the person, which I suppose is, why they printed the original, but still. And then from Brazil, yeah, about the same. Then France, come on. Ooh, I like these. Like, especially the, using the full art for the cover here by, like, turning it on its side. And also, I assume, like, just the print for, like, this volume is just bigger, like, bigger pages than usual. That looks sick as hell. But yeah, honestly, I appreciate that, we're seeing, like, the art for all 3 different volumes, so you can see that also, like, they all look different. And it's not just, one thing for each of them, but also they all look good. I love the aesthetics here. Again, I don't understand the translation choice here. Like, even if you don't know French, I feel like you understand the term plus badass. Like, that is essentially changing it from, Gally remains one of the most badass heroines of the genre, and then changing it to Alita's the most recognized manga heroine around. Like, that's completely different energy. But yeah, the second bit I understand. Like, I think this makes sense. It is just a, like, how do I put it? Like, it's basically just saying in greater detail, everyone, really, really liked it when his art was presented. But there's more of a sentiment of, there is, like, Heteroclite, I suppose, is more of a, there's a great, diversity of people. I guess in English you'd use, like, heterogeneous, but also no one would, no one would say in English, this crowd is heterogeneous. You would say more just, like, tons of people, or, like, lots of different people. To be fair, I don't know if even in French if you would say, like, heteroclite like this. Okay, and then Russia. Oh boy! I am just going to assume that this is a one-to-one after everything I have said. I don't know Russian, so I guess I just have to assume that this is a one-to-one translation here. Really? Really? So up until, again, like, the movie, there was no, like, Russian release of the manga. That's nuts. Oh, but yeah, I'm glad they have a translation at all. Also, this logo looks pretty darn good. I can't, like, the design of the cover overall is fine, but I do think that's a pretty damn cool looking logo. Like, you got the gears, it looks vaguely futuristic. It doesn't have a, like, worn down aesthetic to it, which I like from some of the others, but it also helps make it feel more clean and more, like, simple to not have, like, a bunch of texture all over it. I wonder if the Cyrillic here is, like, is that a, like, is it supposed to, like, is that Battle Angel Alita but written in Russian, or I don't know. And okay, that is it. Thank you very, very much for watching this reaction. I had a really fun time reading it. I know the next volume is probably going to come out, like, relatively soon, all things considered. I will try not to wait an entire year to read that one. This last little bit, I think, took quite a while, but there's a lot of me, like, just sitting there and pausing, so hopefully for you guys, it was pretty fast. I hope to see where this goes. I'm very excited to see, like, some of the strongest Künstlers of this age fighting some, robots that seem designed specifically to fight Künstlers. Like, this seems like, at the very start with, I can never remember her name, but Jakoleva. Like, with her, it seems like more of just like an accident that she happened to be so well designed to fight a Künstler. But now if we have, like, more of them around, and now that we know that, like, the way the organization, like, has them all fight for number one, it does feel like they're probably designed specifically to be more inhuman in order to, like, be effective against Künstlers. And if so, I imagine we might see, like, Panzerkunst as a fighting style evolve within the next volume, or the one after that, or and that could also be why, like, in the future we see way more weird, like, variants of Panzerkunst, if it is due to, like, this era of, like, the cyborgs being designed specifically to destroy Panzerkünstlers, and then, like, like, the art having to evolve, and then the cyborgs evolving, and thus forth until eventually it becomes a dead art. But yeah, I think I've said everything I need to say now, so thank you guys very much. Check you out next time. Please, if you haven't for whatever reason, check out my other Battle Angel Alita reactions. I have done the entire series. I am now caught up with whatever's in English. Didn't react to the movie or anything, but I had a really good time with it. Okay, that is that. Bye for now. Yeah.